Day my parents are always saying the world doesn't revolve around me, but sometimes I wonder if it actually does. When I was a little kid, I saw this movie about a man whose whole life is secretly being filmed for a TV show. This guy is famous all over the world, and he doesn't know it. Well, ever since I saw that movie, I've kind of figured the same thing is probably happening to me. 2. At first I was annoyed my life was being broadcast without my permission. But then I realized that if millions of people are tuning in every day to see what I'm up to, that's actually kind of cool. Sometimes I worry that my life is too boring to be its own television show, so I try to do something entertaining every now and then to give the people watching at home a good chuckle. 3. The other thing I do is send my audience little signals to let them know I'm in on the secret. If my life's a TV show, then there's gotta be commercial breaks. I figure they must run the ads when I'm in the bathroom, so I always make a big entrance after I finish up in there. 4. But sometimes I wonder how much of my life is real and how much of it is rigged. Because half the things that happen to me are so ridiculous, I wonder if someone else is pulling the strings. If it's fake, the least the people in charge can do is give me some juicier storylines to work with. 5. Every once in a while I wonder if the people in my life are who they seem to be, or if they're really just actors. If they're actors, I hope the kid who's playing my friend Rolly gets an award, because he's doing a great job pretending to be a doofus. And if my brother Roderick is actually just some guy getting paid to act like a jerk, then that makes me see him in a whole new light. Who knows? Maybe he's a nice guy in real life, and one day we'll be good friends. 6. But if my parents are actors, then that's just wrong. I've made a lot of Mother's and Father's Day cards over the years. If this is all a sham, then I deserve to get paid for my time and effort. 7. And speaking of getting paid, I'll bet my real parents are set for life, thanks to me. But I'm doing everything I can to make sure I can cash in later. On most TV shows, the main character has a catchphrase that they say at least once per episode. So I've come up with a catchphrase of my own, and I drop it into conversation every once in a while. 8. Later on I'm gonna slap my catchphrase on every piece of merchandise I can think of and wait for the money to start rolling in. I'll guarantee this, though. I'm not gonna end up as one of those washed-up celebrities who sells pictures at autograph conventions just to make a cheap buck. 9. The one thing I've learned about television is that sooner or later, every show gets cancelled. But in the last season they usually introduce a new pet or a cute kid to bump up the ratings. So when my little brother, Manny, was born, I figured they were trying to replace me as the star of the show with a fresh new face. The thing I couldn't figure out was how a newborn baby could be an actor. I thought maybe Manny was a puppet being controlled by an adult who was hidden from view. 10. I never found any evidence that this was true, but that didn't stop me from checking every once in a while just to make sure. As Manny got older, it was pretty clear he was getting around on his own. So then I wondered if he was actually a super high-tech wind-up toy or even some kind of robot. Then I thought maybe everybody around me was a robot and I was the only actual human being in the family. Robots need electricity for power, so that would explain why we have 2 or 3 outlets in every room of the house. 11. It would also explain some of the things my parents say when they think I'm not listening. If robots use batteries, it explains why we have so many of them in the plastic bin in the laundry room. I'm not exactly sure where the batteries go, but I do have a few guesses. 12. I figured the only way to find out if my family members were robots was to see if I could get one of them to short circuit. But either Dad's a waterproof model or he's just a regular human with no sense of humor. That incident got me grounded for a week. The people watching my show probably had a good laugh, but I'm sure the ratings were in the toilet for a while after that. 13. I guess there's a chance that I'm just an ordinary kid living a normal life, and I'm not the star of some TV show. but there could still be someone out there watching. With all the planets in the universe, there's gotta be intelligent life out there. Some people say that if aliens were real, UFOs would be zipping around our skies all the time. But I figure aliens are smart, and they're just keeping a low profile until the time is right to invade. They're probably spying on us at this very second, gathering information about the way we live our lives. 4. My bet is that houseflies are actually little drones that the aliens use to beam images back to their ships. Because if you've ever seen a picture of a fly up close, it's pretty obvious their eyes are actually high-tech cameras. The only thing I don't understand is that aliens seem to be really fascinated with dog poop. But I guess they've got their reasons for that. 15. I've tried to explain my theories to my parents and other grown UPS, but it's pretty clear nobody wants to hear what some kid has to say. So every chance I get, I make sure the aliens know I'm on their side. I hope I got it right about the flies, though. Because if the drones are actually mosquitoes, we can probably expect an alien invasion any second now. 16. The thing is, I've always felt like someone's out there keeping tabs on my life. After my grandmother passed away, Mom told me I'd be safe because Nana was watching over me from heaven. I think that's great and all, but I've got a lot of issues with the way it works. I'm fine with Nana watching over me when I'm riding a skateboard or doing something where I could use a little extra protection. But there are other times when you just need some privacy. 17. What worried me is that, when Nana was alive, sometimes I could be pretty obnoxious. So if I was her, I wouldn't really care if something happened to me. 18. If Nana looks the other way when I'm crossing the street or something like that, I can't say I blame her. I actually feel kind of bad if Nana has to keep an eye on me 24 hours a day. She worked hard all her life as a waitress, so she earned the right to relax. 19. I hope she's sitting in a bubble bath up there in heaven reading her romance novels, and not watching some ungrateful middle school kid doing his homework every night. I'll tell you this, if I get into heaven, I'm gonna spend all my time swimming in a giant pool filled with jelly beans or doing loop-the-loops around the clouds. 20. There's no chance I'm gonna get stuck watching over some great-grandkid I hardly even knew. The only thing that will make it fun is if I have the power to punish my descendants whenever they do something annoying. 21. Recently, Mom told me it's not just Nana who's watching over me, it's all my relatives who've passed away. I kind of wish she hadn't told me that, because now when I copy off of Alex Arita's paper during a spelling test, I feel a lot more guilty about it. I don't know how many generations this thing goes back. I'm fine with a few hundred years or so, but if it's my whole family tree all the way to the beginning, that's a totally different story. 22. I mean, if I've got relatives from caveman times watching over me, those guys are probably gonna be pretty confused by what I do on an average day. To be honest, I'm not comfortable with all these people looking over my shoulder. If my relatives are really watching me every time I step out of the shower or taste my earwax, it's gonna be pretty awkward when we reunite later on. 20. Thursday we have the book fair at school this week, and this morning Mom gave me $20 to spend. I thought I was allowed to pick whatever I wanted, but it turns out Mom expected me to spend the money on books. When you get the chance to own a giant pencil with googly eyes, though, it's kind of hard to pass up. Beside the pencil, I got a poster with a cat saying something sarcastic, an eraser shaped like a panda, a calculator that glows in the dark, a pen that writes underwater, and another giant pencil with googly eyes, just in case the first one gets lost or stolen. 24. I thought there was a chance Mom might not be happy with the way I spent her money, so I made sure to also buy a yo-yo with a good message on it. But Mom wasn't impressed. She says I have to go back tomorrow and trade in all the stuff I bought for books.